I should make a change. I should actually have a clue how anything works when it comes to money.
What up?
And what up, iFi?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm on 1.5 weeks of bronchitis part 2. So
shit,
my voice is even fucked up more than usual. I can barely talk as it begins, and then I don't know if you've heard about it. Everyone's getting the 2-week update bug. Like everywhere where I live, everyone's getting it. It's like a 2-week bronchitis thing or something. So I just got it. So now I'm sick again.
Dang.
But it's me. I ain't dead yet.
Well, that's good. You're here and you're fighting. You're not going down.
Yeah.
You're not going down easy like them.
Yeah. I've made a lot of progress on the bunker, so that's actually where I've been most of the time. I've been trying to educate contractors on how to build shit, so you know how it is.
Cool. Very good.
I'm gonna buy you a shirt one of these days. I haven't sent you any money yet, but I'm gonna send you a shirt.
Look, here's the irony. Chuck, from time to time, sends me a little bit of money to put a shirt on. And here's the interesting thing: at the same time, he pays a bunch of money to women that he would like to do the opposite, to take their shirt off. So there's quite a bit of irony in there.
I thought it was mostly men, but I don't know. Maybe he's getting into women now or something, trying something new.
Chuck, are you getting into women?
I think it's just a cover.
Yeah.
So what's today's topic? Gold or health topic? I missed it. Yoga pants.
It was health, but we moved into it's everything, right? It's protecting yourself.
I've recently been looking into alkaline water. I've noticed that a lot of our city water is acidic, and so I'm wondering if that's like part of what screws up our diet or something.
If what does? Say it again.
Our city water is acidic. It's like, lower than 7 pH. And so I'm wondering if alkaline water would like make people better in general, because I've been checking that out recently.
Well, Uncle Guns said alkaline water is a scam. But question for you, do you filter your city water or
Yeah, I already filter my city water, but you can't really filter acidity, because like if it's already acidic, even if you filter out like all the extra stuff, it still is acidic by composition. So but I also have a well water which is alkaline, so that's why I was wondering if that's gonna like improve my health or not. We'll see.
I mean, you got to try. You just have to try.
I just wish I could get rid of these damn bugs that keep going around. Like I said, every time I barely start recovering, then I get sick again. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I mean, I've talked about this, but really the only times I've gotten sick is when I wasn't being healthy. So when I was young, I would get sick quite often. I would get strep throat 3-4 times a winter. It was fucking bad. And I know there was other variables, and it was like, oh, you should get your tonsils out, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I didn't grow up in a healthy way, right? I mean, generally, it wasn't that healthy in terms of food or other intake. But over the years, as I've figured out more and more, my propensity for getting sick, especially like low sugar, like low added sugar, because I don't drink or eat much added sugar at all. I don't get sick. But if I was drinking soda all day long, I'd probably have whatever you have. And I'm not saying you are. I'm just telling you for me.
So you never even got Rona or anything?
No, I did. I got it 3 times.
Because that's when my health started declining. Because like I dodged Rona for like the first 2 or 3 years, and then I finally got it like last November. And then I had like bronchitis for 7 months in a row, and I nearly went mute because I almost lost my voice from 7 months of bronchitis, and I just started getting better. But then like I said, every like flu season, like the update hits you. And so and before Rona, it was just like flu season. It was like a regular flu you'd get. But like after Rona, it's like Rona destroyed everyone's immune system. So now like we're all getting sicker.
No, I disagree. I mean, maybe the collective, but for me at least, anecdotally, no. So I got it 3 times, and all 3 were from women. 2 of them that I knew pretty well. But
usually the symptoms only hit you the first round, though, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you, they all got tested. I mean, this was over like 2 years, maybe a year or 2. But anyways, they all got tested, all 3 at the different varying times, and came back positive, and therefore I knew that was what I had, because I wasn't getting that shit. I wasn't going to do the... But anyways, the 2 times... Well, let me start with when I was being unhealthier, right? Just like drinking too much, not very concentrated on health, like, some years ago. I got sick. Like, I got, like, not hospital sick. I've been more sick by the flu or some shit. But I was just like, it fucking got me. And the other times in healthier states, like, barely felt it, one of them. And the other one, like, I was sick, but it was like a couple days. I mean, not bad. So, that was my experience with Rona. Wasn't that bad, but I really took it that the people getting sick, I think, just were unhealthy anyways, and it just has them in a position to get sick and sicker.
Well, I was only sick for like 2 weeks with Rona, and I mean, of course, that wipes you out for those 2 weeks. But after that, like I said, I got healthy again. But then almost like a week later, like it was flu season, so then I just got the regular flu. Except in me, it lasted for like 7 months, which, it's really sucked. It wasn't like I was really sick. It was just like chronic, like it would never go away. And so that's what really screwed me up the most. But anyways, like I said, just as soon as I got healthy again, then all of a sudden everyone in the neighborhood's like, oh man, I just got this 2-week flu. And when you know it, the next week I get it. And here I am trying to get my voice back again. Every time I get these flus, I can barely talk. So, but anyways, I've been mostly busy in the bunker. That's most of my off time. And I used up all my internet time last month playing too many video games and shit. So I just took a break. Right. And I needed to reset the brain cells because you get retarded doing this stuff too much. So,
no, you really do. The Panelverse is fucking retarded. Overall. I mean, overall, totally. If you average out all the panelists on any fucking panel, they're fucking dumb. They're retarded, hard to have a conversation, hard to actually get into any depth, and or they're playing power games and they're not trying to get to any depth. They're just trying to, drama, farm, whatever. So,
touched some grass, got too much sunshine. I just burned because I got too much Irish in me. So, I just got some fresh air, built the bunker some more. And like I said, I've been trying to explain to contractors how to do their fucking job. So I was kind of stressed out from that. So I didn't really feel like talking for a while. But other than that, like I said, I just took a break up for a while. But yeah, I'm still around. I'm kind of back now. So as soon as I get my voice back.
Had a interesting conversation with Nero Jack the other night. Went up on his panel. And a bunch of other people ended up there and had it was, getting into Nero Jack type things.
Oh, yeah. Jewish conspiracies and shit like that, and aliens and the Illuminatis.
The aliens. Yeah. And
he's fun.
Sort of the epitome to the, not wizard, you good. You know that shoe doesn't fucking fit. I'll give you an example. Probably a couple nights before that, was on with Denizen and Midlife Crisis, Bro Logic, whatever. And we were having this conversation about voting the political system. And after a few minutes, I realized he wasn't hearing a fucking thing. And I just mean he couldn't comprehend. It was just going right over his head, the entire
Hmm.
conversation. And it was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Um,
Yeah.
I need to be more careful with my panel verse time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. And even just taking breaks every once in a while. Because, like I said, like when you're in it constantly, your brain just kind of, gets jaded and burned
Yeah.
out. So, touch grass, reset your brain cells, do some yoga, buy some gold bars. You'll be
Buy
set
some
straight.
gold
So,
and silver. Don't forget about silver.
I actually
And
have one. I have a little bullion. What are they called? Those little. It looks like a little SD card. Size little bar. It's like a 1 ounce.
a Combi card.
It's just like a
Oh,
square shaped
you
one
got a
ounce gold
gram.
bar,
You got a
but
gram
it's
of gold. Is
ounce. I
that it?
think. I think it's
So
like full ounce.
it's like $2,800 worth.
Right. Well, it was 1,200 when I bought it, but the
Okay.
market's doing pretty well. So,
Yeah, yeah. Um,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't
either way,
like
that's
trade
good
it
to
like
have.
daily currency or anything. It's more of like an investment for when the shit
Well,
hits the fan.
yeah. I mean, it can be both, right? There's markets for each, but really, I think it's something to hold on to, right? Even if silver were to go and drop in half tomorrow, gold, whether they doubled or dropped in half, I'm not selling, right?
Gold will
I
never go away, and it will never be a fad or anything.
Well,
So,
they have industrial properties, right?
oh yeah.
Thermoconductivity. Am I saying that
Plus, they
right?
have universal appeal to. It doesn't matter what culture you're talking about, what time period you're talking about. Humans always are obsessed with gold, so it's here to stay.
Well, think about this: the longest known currency, as far as I'm concerned, of mankind. Period. Unless you want to argue it's pussy, right? I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Let's say prostitution, the oldest. Unless you want to make that argument. I mean, if we're really talking about tangible goods for trade, I mean, gold, right? It's
but yeah,
always been gold.
The first thing Eve asked for was a gold ring. So
Is that
it's
true? I didn't know
almost as
that.
old, almost as old as the
So,
punani.
so hold on. I want to address Sean G. Runnison. So, look, I've seen this over and over, the Runnison thing, and it doesn't bother me. I have no friends on YouTube. With that said, I disagree, and I've already said this, but I disagree with the premise of what happened versus how people reacted. And it turned into this whole, oh, Denizen was talking shit and then ran. The topic was on Christian grifting, or it was on religious grifting, whatever it was. And lots of people, including myself, brought up, of course, Wilson. What better staple, plant than Wilson for the Christian religious grifter? So, anyways, the fact that Denizen was giving his
He's not a
opinions.
Christian. He's an entertainer.
Yeah, well, that too. Whose doctor tells him to up his cigarette intake and booze, whatever. But
Yeah.
look, he made very clear, which I saw later, Denizen, that he would leave if he came up there. He just doesn't want to talk to him. Didn't want to interact with him. Now, from my purview, I wish he would have came up there when I was there, right on sort of neutral ground, whatever. But anyways, my point is, I think that Denizen got a bad rap over that. Like, oh, he talked shit and ran. That's not really what happened. That's just an
I don't
easy
think he
way for
ran. He
people to
probably just
say,
bounced.
yeah, I mean, again, I would have wanted to stay there. I would have wanted to engage just for fun. I mean, for no other reason, right? It's not like we were going to solve some fucking mystery. Already know what he is, what he's about, and he's showing it more by the day. So you can argue, you can say, no, he's a good guy. He's really teaching them thoughts on whatever podcast. He's really instilling Christian value. Yeah, sure. Anyone can cope however they want, but reality can't be argued with. and it is what it is.
True that. Yeah, Denison's not chicken or anything, so I doubt he ran away from anything, whatever that was about.
You said fair enough. Next up, Resto. Yeah, I mean, as far as what happened with Resto, I think I also gave my opinion. I don't think what he did was, I didn't align with it. I mean, to me, I thought that was more in the wrong in terms of, panel space shit. But, obviously people were like, oh no, he just wanted to alert Andrew. What, like, why? People talk shit on other people all the time. On me. Nobody's ever DM'd me from that same panel and been like, hey, somebody's up talking shit about you, Base. Do you want to get in here? Like, nobody's ever done that. But now we're talking clout, we're talking connection. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, I felt it was the right thing to tell him. You can say that. Maybe there's some truth to it, but I don't believe that at face value. Like, it was just a friendly, like, hey, I didn't want somebody getting shit talked on when they weren't there. When I don't know, I haven't seen that for me or other people really. I mean, in the same situation where you don't know the dude, right? You're not on good terms with the dude, but you reach out to him to tell him he's getting shit talked. Never had any strangers be like, hey, man, hey.
Just stirring the pot. Humans and their drama.
Yeah. And that's why, despite knowing the repercussions, right, the good and the bad, I decided to really kind of cut off from the panel space more or less, right? I've still gone on here and there some places, but definitely lowered it. I don't know, like 80, 90%, being very selective in some ways and for different reasons. There's some reasons I go on some panels versus others. But yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. And I've kind of looked at it like, man, maybe I should start a new channel. Not because YouTube screwed me or anyone screwed me, but I kind of screwed me by going into the panelverse within my channel, because it's really not what I wanted to do. So that was my fault. I kind of screwed the pooch. But I decided to, for now, stick with it, and
it gets you more clicks, but it's quantity over quality. I specifically went the other route and nipped that in the bud, so I'm uber selective with my channel. That's why not a lot of clicks, but not a lot of bullshit on there either. So
yeah,
it's a learning process.
I've really honed in on exactly what I'm going to do with this channel, and I'm going to be lowering my stream time coming up, because it takes a minute, right? I've been on YouTube a few times, had accounts taken away, whatever, right? Hit with shit, whatever the case. And starting live streaming for the first time last year, I mean, it really was March of this year when I really started to get into it. But it's been an interesting experience. I don't regret it by any means. But I also realize in the panelverse space, like in this, it's bullshit. Like, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, people will be happy and cultivate toxicity, drama overall, right? Nobody really, and when I say nobody, I don't mean nobody. I mean, for the most part, really seem to give a fuck about anything. And I don't care what we're talking about. If we're talking about atheist, religion, flat earth, nobody is really looking at solutions. They're just running their fucking yaps.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. That's why I check out from time to time. And like I said, I barely even checked back in this last round, but I don't know. It kind of felt like it was filling that void I had from Discord days. I used to kind of enjoy Discord way back in the day when it was like, active and political and philosophical and stuff. And it just got a little too toxic. And of course, the identity politics gangs took over and shut it down anyway. But that's why I was kind of felt like maybe there's a little, torch that we could carry through here. But like I said, I noticed that way too much time was wasted on like just drama bullshit and stuff. And so once you take that out, it's like barely like once a month.
And again, I don't regret any of it. It's not something I'm beating myself up about. I don't, there's pros and cons, right? As with everything. But I'm definitely.
I think it still can be therapeutic, so it still has its place.
Cathartic at times, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm moving a different direction, and it's going to be interesting. Going to be.
I hope it involves pants.
It does not. It does not involve.
Because you're already shirtless, so if you take the hat off, we're going to be in shock.
Take it all off.
Unless you're, going for the OnlyFans crowd or something, I understand.
What up, Resto? What do you mean the Resto alarm went off? Was that?
Are y'all still doing a rap battle or something? What's going on?
Resto, was somebody like, I was ninja watching Based Oracle stream, and I saw your name, Resto. Is that what happened? Oh, by the way, Resto, I saw a few minutes of the video where apparently Easy Speakeasy talking about boxing, you and Glenn kickboxing. And let me just be the first to say that that Easy kickboxing anyone is now look, I don't know if he has experience, right? I don't know him. But in my interaction with him, I would say he's approximately a bitch. And I don't mean woman by that. I mean, he's a bitch. So, yeah, that was wild. That was as wild as Andrew talking about cigarette doctors at the 7-Eleven or whatever the fuck. Easy gonna kickbox Glenn and Resto. The fuck?
So did y'all ever resolve your rap battle or anything? Who won?
Yeah, I won. I won them all in my head.
You heard it here first, Resto.
And what up, Asvaroon?
So I guess you haven't seen Leroy around lately either, have you?
I think he was up here maybe 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
I only saw him for like 1 or 2 days, and then he disappeared again forever. So I didn't know if he's gone for good.
Leopard? Yeah, so this is what Leroy does, right? He'll come on, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start being around. I got more time. And then you never.
Then he vanishes.
Yeah, you never see him again. And then he'll do the same thing. It's cyclic. So, but nah, he's doing his thing. And to be honest, I kind of questioned, and this isn't about Leroy, but just in general, why for somebody moving across the world, different countries, would you want to go back to like the U.S. sort of politics policy? You know what I mean? If you're not from there, you're not living there, you're not going to live there, why even give a fuck? And maybe the answer is, I don't know, but maybe it is people sort of look at the U.S. as, we can see the direction of the world, the way the U.S. is going. I don't know.
That's probably it. We're still the cool kid in the class.
Yeah, somehow
everybody wants to be like
as we are, right? We're in a fucking dumpster fire, and people are like, the U.S. is the greatest country in the world. And it's like, man, I don't think you've been around the world if you think it's the best country in the world. Although it's subjective in many means, right?
I think there's a little bit of jealousy because it's, some countries are so far behind that, they looked at to U.S. as like the good example, which shows you how shitty their country's gotten. So but that's been a while. I can't remember the last time I thought of America as a good example of anything. So I don't really do that anymore.
And we got a new buddy. What up, Resto?
What's goody? What's goody? What's going on, everybody?
How you doing? You getting ready for your kickboxing event?
Yeah, I left the gym, took a good ass shower, got some pussy, and I'm good.
Damn.
Yeah, what's up?
Were you shadow boxing?
No, I don't box with shadows, bro.
That's the only ones I can handle.
I was gonna say I'd be happy to fill in for you or tag team, whatever. I was blown away at the audacity. Why does he think I would even put up a bet. I would pay him $1,000 if he's still standing after 3 minutes. That simple.
Oh, I already know he's not gonna make it past me. Period. I will literally put a hole in his chest. Like, it's over with for him. It's nothing. This is nothing to me. I'm already planning shit around this whole event because that's what I'm going there for. At this point, like, I'm more excited about eating Little Caesars again.
Eating Little
Caesars.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pizza.
I mean, maybe White Castle.
White Castle's alright.
Are y'all gonna box in real life or something? I missed this.
Well, yeah, he challenged me, and I'm no bitch.
So y'all are gonna like go to a public boxing ring and start punching each other or what? Kickboxing?
Well, so I'm gonna go, and he's not gonna show up.
Is this like MMA rules or like what's the
whatever the rules he wants to imply? He can even say I can tie one hand behind my back, still can get his ass beat.
Street rules?
Don't matter to me.
I like the confidence.
What's the beef about?
This has been going on for like a year, dude. I'm not even gonna go back over it. It's old lore, so it's just like, if he wants to settle it, let's settle it. Like I told him, we can talk, but we're not talking it out. We're talking time, locations. That's all we're talking. Time and locations. I ain't got time for the bullshit no more, bro.
Well, do you think that he's doing this on his own, or do you think Daddy Andrew is going to back him or get him trained up in a couple? I mean, I don't know what kind of Hail Mary they would need, but
I highly doubt it. But yeah.
Now that would be a hilarious fight. Me and Andrew in a ring. That would be for chuckles.
Maybe.
Two dad bods going at it.
Oh, okay. See, we've never seen you. I've seen Resto. Resto's seen me. And we've all
You've seen Andrew Wilson, though. You know what he looks like. So
we're looking at you right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to Andrew Wilson. So,
well, I don't have nothing to do with that. So you can don't involve me in that.
What do you mean? Don't involve you? You're involved. What do you mean?
No. He said he wanted to fight Andrew. Like I don't have shit to do with that, dude.
I don't think you'd have to worry about him. Was my point.
Oh, okay.
Or me either. Neither one of us are street fighters.
Do you think? Oh, we got Asvaroon. What up, Asvaroon?
Hello, Based Oracle. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm the best.
Things are just going on like that. Nothing great.
Nothing great? Let's change that.
Yeah.
Nah?
You're on panel with Resto. That's a great thing.
Have you been getting enough sleep?
Yeah, I just woke up now.
Okay, there you go. Now you're ready to seize the day.
Asvaroon, I want to ask you real quick, based on what we were just talking about, Resto and Easy gonna kickbox, and I'm just curious, what would you do in that same or similar situation? Would you agree? Would you disagree?
Resto is going to kickbox and it's going to be a fighting competition. You mean?
Yeah. Resto's gonna kick him in the head, I guess. Right?
He's still got to look like his passport to get back to Canada, so I'm not gonna kick him in the face too much.
They have free health care. Don't worry.
So what would you do, Asvern? Would you take the fight, or would you say no? I'm a peaceful man. What would you do?
No, first I will try to reason it out. If it's not possible, then I'll take the fight.
Okay,
Yes,
there's no reasoning.
yeah, it's not possible at all.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
then I'll have to fight. That's it.
So Resto, Dwight brings up, are you and Easy in the same weight class?
Okay, two things. Wouldn't matter to me.
No, I know.
Second, I believe so. I'm not that tall. I'm not tall at all. I'm only 5'7".
Okay.
I weigh about 150 to 160 ish, but I'm pretty sure he's the same. I have reasons to believe that he's in the same weight class as me, even though he lies about it all the time.
Okay. Cool.
Either way,
What
it
do
wouldn't
you
matter.
What do you do? I mean, on the topic, what have you done in terms of combat sports, like box for fun, amateur karate, anything?
Well,
I have
so
a purple belt in karate.
I actually go to the gym daily, every day, 5 a.m. strong.
Nice.
You can ask anybody who DMs me because they always ask me why I'm up, and then I tell them I'm literally going to the gym. Let's see. I was gonna say something bad. See, y'all trying to get purge resto out here.
Nah. Just just curious.
Allegedly.
For let's just say I'm very well versed in turning people into pink oatmeal.
Pink.
Yeah,
Oatmeal.
oatmeal,
Okay.
evisceration type shit. So let's just leave it at that. And I know that he knows also. And the fact that he won't say it, like he keeps threatening to like soft dox me, but he hasn't, because it's gonna make him look stupid as fuck.
He's threatening to dox you.
Well, he's done it multiple times. He's went into my comments and, well, I'll just let y'all know. I really don't care because he's done it multiple times. He's went into my comments and like addressed me as J, like the letter J, which is the first letter of my name. So he keeps doing it over and over again. I know he has my docs, he has my name, he has my address. I really don't give a fuck. I told him to do it because it's only gonna make him look more stupid. Doxing me is a fucking mistake because you're only gonna make me look better. I am very humble.
You know, I got doxxed the other day.
Did you?
But it wasn't even my real shit. I have just a fake name for my YouTube, the Google account. And when I hopped on Nero's panel, he's like, "Hey," and then and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, that could have been my actual name.
Yeah. Well, for us, it wasn't like that. Like, I gave it to him out of trust,
Wow.
and yeah, and now he wants to use it
Mistake
against
number
me.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't trust anyone on YouTube, essentially.
Yeah. Well, now he wants to use it against me, and that's fine. And here's the funny thing: he can hit any link, he can hit any panel, he can hit my link, he can hit my panel. I've never blocked him. I've never went out of my way to ignore him. I've never done any of that. He has a chance to talk to me, and he's had a chance to talk to me ever since this shit started. And yeah, he just chooses not to. So
When
now he
did
got to get.
Speakeasy get so angry? Didn't he used to be chill a long time ago?
See, that's the funny thing. He's always been this way. It's a fucking facade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
You know, Lauren, I always knew that you had bad instinct. So thank you for solidifying that.
Never trust anyone from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Never trust a man who took his shirt off and then put his hat back on.
Well, you know, I've gone over this, but I mean, most days, if I don't need to, I won't put a shirt on. I just don't.
I'm naked
Resto,
right
some
now.
people can't afford a shirt. Don't make fun of them.
True. Let's get Base some super chats so he can get a fucking shirt.
There you go.
No. I
Send them donations
I
in.
pushed away all the super chats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did hear a little bit of what you said. You want to just touch on the Andrew thing a little bit? We can talk about it. Yeah, the Andrew. You had something to say about like my decision with Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, I was. Whoever asked about what was my take on you was essentially that it didn't seem like it was quite. I mean, I didn't look at it the way that you put it after it happened, and
Okay.
is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, a lot of people look at it that way, and I stand 10 toes on my decision. I feel like I still did the right thing, and I feel like I would want that to be done for me. Um, I know a lot of people feel like you just don't run around and snitch and just tell when people are talking about people because this is a panel verse or whatever. But I mean, you have to see that it was like a lot of egregious allegations going on. And it's like, okay, I can actually contact this dude. And it's like, we're on Mel Pandora's. This is a bad look for Mel if he sees this. This is a bad look for everybody. So I'm just doing my managing roles at this point.
Yeah, I
So
got you, and I
if it,
realize that's baked in as well. It's
yeah,
not your panel; it's yours. But with that said, let's try it. So from what I understand, I don't know if this is a quote, but essentially Denizen was like, he seems like the type of dude to not I don't know if he said hit. He said to abuse his wife or something like that. So
yeah,
I'm a double down on that. Andrew Wilson seems like the type of dude to abuse his wife. And
you
the reason
trying to
is his
bait me into it.
emotional control level is shit. He's constantly triggered by nonsense, and obviously he deals with the way that he does, and people really like it. And most people are fucking retarded. Most people looking for the next high. So seeing some 23-year-old on whatever get berated or whatever, it's all entertainment. I get it, but the grift
Hmm.
comes in with, oh, but I'm a Christian Orthodox man, and yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I feel like those are personal feelings. I don't even know Andrew. I don't even watch whatever, honestly. I just can't. Like, their thumbnails are lit, though. Yo, who that in the thumbnails? Let's go. But other than that, I really don't watch him. So, but the fact that, like, those allegations just weren't something that I could just take lightly and just let that shit slide because you got to think, you're looking at an audience who does not know Andrew Wilson. And you're saying all these things about him. So now we had like a natural like what 93 in chat that day, I think. So now you have 93 people in a whole community thinking, not even counting the replay. So all those people looking at Andrew this way, and it's like maybe he didn't do it. He should be here to defend himself. And I would do it for anybody. And I said that multiple times. I would do it for anybody if shit like that was said. Now if you just getting your ass drugged, I'm not gonna fucking contact you just because you're getting drugged. You can watch it later. I don't care. But shit like that has like actual fucking consequences. Like if somebody was let's just say somebody was saying like the worst shit like PDF file type shit about like anybody on this panel.
it's
I would
happened to
try
me,
to
by the way. And I'm
it
not
have
saying that you were there, but I'm just saying that's happened to me plenty of
yeah.
times.
And based if I was there, I would have got in contact with you. Or I would have looked at somebody who I know has contact with you and I would have been like, yo, this is happening right now. You probably need to say something about this. If you don't want to hop up, that's fine. Here's the link. You can probably react to it later. That's the way that I felt about it, and I'm standing 10 toes on it. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to do in y'all eyes, but it was the right thing to do in my eyes, and those are the only eyes that I care about besides my daughter and my wives.
And with what Crispy brings up, and with what you're talking about, I think kind of ironically, just looking at the results, I went over just like the brief minute when he was on, and he was really just a dickhead to Mel, the panel, the channel, just talking shit on it, essentially calling all of you out for being whatever losers or idiots, whatever he said. And I was like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. This is his level of reciprocation appreciation.
Yeah, and what he does is gonna be on him no matter what. I mean, like I did my
Sure.
job. Now it's on you. Like I don't have anything to do with what he says. Like I don't represent his fucking views. I'm the exact opposite of Andrew Wilson. I'm a degenerate. I'm not Christian, and I do not give a fuck about other people that are not in my circle. Sorry, unless it's egregious allegations. I have
Mm.
morals, but my morals are you know. So yeah, that's
But
that. I just wanted to touch on it a little bit because I heard you talking about it.
yeah, no, I hear you. I
Yeah.
get it. And as Varun, you've been quiet over
Yeah.
there. You always quiet on panel. So we're gonna
Uh,
liven you up a little bit, make you have a good day or whatever the fuck. So what do you think about the different takes? What do you think about what Resto's saying, the situation? Just
no,
curious.
I just feel like when I've seen Andrew Wilson, he is obsessed about beating everyone in a debate. Like there's some childish nature in him whereby he wants to win all the time and he tries to prove that he's right all the time. He has some problem where he wants to prove that he's correct every single time. And he becomes like very argumentative easily. He just loves to argue actually. He likes to feed his ego by winning an argument every time.
Yeah, I don't think it's just the ego. I think it's also playing a power game, right? Perception is, everything in terms of nobody really gives a fuck about real value. They care about the perception. And he's doing his best, I think. And he's doing well at this. I just think it's a shitty goal to hold up that perception no matter what happens. So he can never be wrong. He can never lose. He can never secede to anything other than a small arbitrary point. And
I think
he's
he dug
doing
him.
well at that.
I think he dug himself into the blood sports hole where at one point he probably thought he was like a serious debater, but then as time went by, he feels like he has to always angrily engage with whoever's in the room in order to win. And so now he's like blood sports obsession and doesn't really debate anymore. That's just my take.
So on your take, Resto, I don't see anything wrong with what you said. I haven't seen this other than in this situation, and I'm not challenging you to anything. I'm just saying I've never experienced it from anyone else. I've never seen it really, at least in this context. And the way it came off, I mean, you already heard, but it essentially was just, me reviewing it at the time was just like, well, you're reaching out to a perfect stranger. And meanwhile, I've seen times I wasn't on Mel's panel. I don't know if you were there, but people talking all sorts of shit, and nobody hitting me up like, hey, but so in that regard, it didn't seem realistic to me. But I have no issue at all with where you're like, hey, I would do that for anyone. If that's the case, then I'm wrong, and that's good. That's cool.
I'll challenge you, Resto. I'm more of a cream of wheat man myself, but I could do oatmeal.
But at this point, I'm more excited about the kickboxing match. To me, are you going to film it, Resto? Is it going to get filmed?
I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest.
I know, but if it does, right? And I don't think it's going to happen either. Just like I knew when I challenged Andrew to in person, I knew there was no way it was going to happen. And the reason is he's a bitch. And I mean,
if it does happen, it'll be scheduled on my channel, but then Sarah will steal my thunder. So you know how that goes.
No, I don't.
You don't remember any debates that were scheduled that were going to be on my channel, but then Sarah had to steal it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't pay attention to any of that shit. But I hear you.
Also, I think Restel stepped away for a minute because I don't think he's responding or hearing you.
Yeah, Resto, either your mic's off or you stepped away. So, Asvarun, let's get you in the hot seat here. Yeah. So, how is your journey towards becoming Batman, Ben?
No, it's going on slowly. I have to now purchase the book Becoming Batman and start looking at the training regime and see how I can implement it into my life.
Yeah. Well, it's not a book per se. I mean, it could be a book. Um,
There is a book, Becoming Batman.
okay. I don't know about the book though. I didn't write that shit.
Uh,
So I'll have to do a review and make sure that is appropriate. But with that said, let me ask you before reading the book or any of this shit, what is your perception of what you would do to become Batman?
Um, Basically, Batman. In the comic books, he's gone to Yale and Harvard also, and he learned some courses actually regarding the law and chemistry as well. Then he went to Russia and trained under a crazy scientist called Sergey, who taught him how to escape from difficult situations. He also went to a French detective to learn detective skills from him, but that guy was too brutal, his method, so he left. Then he went to Tibet and learned two more meditation. So I have to see how much of it I can implement into my life, because there is a thing called Tumo meditation. They teach you how to lower your metabolic rate even while you're awake, and you can stay without getting a frostbite in the snow, or you can adapt your body to extreme temperatures as well, like heat as well in the
Look,
desert.
that's good. I hear you, and I know where this is going, but I think you're taking it a little bit too literally, as Varun. This is
Okay,
meta. So let's talk
okay,
about who Batman is, but make it more applicable and meta to you. So if you recall, everything that you said, I have no qualm with. I mean, that sounds accurate. But here's the point:
mm,
Batman had to go through a lot of trauma, overcome, not just go through, we all go through, but overcome a tremendous amount of trauma, starting with, obviously, his parents being murdered. That was his trauma. That's not your trauma or whoever's, right? Everyone has their own shit. But here's the point: he got to the point in himself where he took his weakness, he took his fear, and he converted it. He changed it into a strength. And if you recall, as it would be, he was afraid of bats, right? He
yeah,
had a big
yeah,
fear of bats. So what did he do? He submerged himself with the bats. He
yeah,
used it as a symbol. And what is that symbol, Batman? It's becoming what he feared and utilizing it in the opposite way. Think of judo, right? Taking that exchange of energy or jujitsu, whatever, and converting it from a defense to an offensive move, right? He used his weakness as a strength against, as it would be, the bad guys, right? The enemies.
yeah.
So, have you taken a look at yourself and seen what is your biggest fear? What trauma
Uh,
have you not overcome yet? What hardship
uh,
have you not endured yet?
well, I go for rock climbing and I go for swimming. So I think I should try to cut down on caffeine, because that makes me nervous easily. Drinking too much of coffee tends to make you anxious. I have to try and fight that actually.
Hmm. Do you drink alcohol?
Uh-huh.
Yes or no?
No,
No?
no, no,
Okay. Do you do any other drugs?
no.
Damn, you're fucking boring. No, I mean that's good. Uh, so you do rock climbing and swimming. I mean
Yeah.
that's something, right? But like, how many hours a day do you exercise?
1 hour.
One
Uh,
hour.
yeah, 1 hour 3 times a week. Because then I have
Okay.
to go and do rock climbing as well and swimming as well. So 1 hour 3 times a week is enough.
Right, but what are the hours of the other things per week? This is what I'm saying. If you
Uh,
average it all out, how much do you actually do physically?
Rock climbing, at least 3 to 4 hours I'll be in the gym, rock climbing gym.
Oh, you do it indoor,
Swimming,
indoor rock
yeah,
climbing.
indoor,
Okay.
yeah. Then swimming, at least uh, 1.5 hours thrice a week.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you got your body in pretty deep. Now, what about for the mind? What do you do for the
Mine,
mind?
I do yoga,
Y-
pranayama,
Good. How much yoga do you do?
1.5 hours.
A week?
Yeah, every day.
Do you have
Every day.
yoga pants?
Nice.
No. I just wear like normal track pants and do yoga.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Okay. What are you currently reading?
Uh, I'm reading something on physics and astronomy and Indian mythology and Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith.
Okay. I'm going to give you a book to read.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the back.
He's gonna hand it to you through the screen.
Yeah, no pause.
Okay.
And what do you do for your soul? Is the most important question that he didn't ask.
Yeah, that's true. I
Uh,
didn't.
Soul. Well, I just pray to God. That's it.
Which God?
Uh, Pray
The
to.
one true God?
Uh, you mean Parabrahma? Parabrahma, the one true God has to be experienced. Like it's difficult to just comprehend His uh, immense, magnanimous, like outer universal self with words. You have to experience it in samadhi. I worship a God with form, so I worship many gods. So I worship Krishna, then Jesus, then. I worship Shiva as well.
That's
So yeah,
that's
I
a busy
worship.
list.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. And this is, I think, going to be probably the most important. So, I'm not trying to, no, you don't need to put out all your personal shit in this question, but just think about it. How much time in the last year, last 5 years, last 10 years have you actually spent alone? And I mean alone.
Um, well, I haven't kept count of that. I've not. I have to. No, I've not kept count of that. Uh,
Well,
I
yeah,
didn't pay
nobody
attention to that.
does.
I was so busy with all of this. I didn't keep track of the time I spent completely being alone.
Well, let's look at the last year. Have you spent days alone? I mean, completely alone, away from family, away from friends, away from cowork, everything.
No, not really. No.
I know. Do you know why I know? Because I'm like a lawyer. I only ask questions I already know the answer to. So
Objection.
I'm just telling you. No, objection overruled. I'm just telling you, Asvaroon. It seems to me in the times that we have talked and some of the, I don't know if issues or challenges, what exactly the correct word is, but that you're looking to fix, right, in your life. You've talked about getting married, this type of stuff. And I'm just telling you, I think it would be a tremendous service to yourself for many, many reasons to take significant time alone. And when I say
Okay.
alone, I mean fucking alone. No social media, no text messaging, no calls, no nothing. We're talking
Okay.
like a passage. Think becoming Batman. And the reason
Okay.
is, before we get into the nuance and I'll let IFI go, the reason is because you don't know who you are yet. And the reason you
Yeah.
don't know who you are yet is because you've been seeing and reading and hearing all of the reflections of yourself from other people. And those
Hmm.
reflections are distorted, right? They're people's
Yeah.
perceptions of you and then your perception of their perception. So my
Yeah.
point is, I would give that some serious thought, and I realize it's not necessarily logistically easy. You may have family who need you or need you in some terms. right? It can be something difficult to do. But I'm telling you, most people, the word isn't can't. It's not that they can't do it, but they believe that they can't do it. And therefore, they kind of can't do it. Because they're like, oh, I would be so bored without people. Or, oh, these people need me. Well, if the people around you need you, right? If the one, family, friends, whatever the case, if they need you, then you know what they really need is the best version of you. Not the you
Yeah.
that's always been there, that's always been the way that you are now, but the you that would emerge from actually understanding you without all of the reflections.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, it can be very difficult. Again, I would argue most people, they can do it, but they believe they can't, and therefore they can't, right? They don't. And getting to the point where, you're able to do that, you're comfortable, you're actually, in some ways, more at peace, right? That is a very freeing feeling. And the perception of yourself, the respect for yourself, the fact that you're not leaning on anyone for anything. And it doesn't have to mean money or anything like that. It could just mean, right, I don't want to be alone. I feel lonely, this type of thing. And, too many people are crutching and enabling other people around them, and nobody's getting better. And that's part of the reason.
Yeah. Correct.
And you can always hang out with Robin if it gets too dark.
Oh, and shout out to Honest Abe. I just figured it out the other day that your name is Honest Abe. I was saying Honest Abe.
Learn to
So,
read.
so Ifi, from your perspective, not that you're the expert, I'm the fucking expert, but from your perspective,
I'm the
what do you
emperor.
think? Yeah, you the emperor or something. What do you think of what I just told Asvarun?
There's definitely a lot of benefit from inflection and solitude and stuff. Hopefully you don't have to wait until your parents die to start fighting for justice and the good team or whatever, but I guess it's good to have some sort of motivation. But yeah, I'm not really sure why we're going the Batman angle. Is this like his number one superhero or something? Or
No. That's the point. Is Asvarun becoming his own superhero, right? Batman is a metaphor. This has nothing to do with the literal archetype, right? But look at what he had to do. He had to drop everyone and everything to go find himself, and that's exactly what the fuck he did. What would have happened had he not done that, Asvarun? Do you know what would have happened? He'd be you right now.
Yeah.
Just telling you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
and the truth shall set you free.
That's the truth as well. Very good.
I learned that from the Love God.
So,
But that's for another tale.
yeah. So with that said, we at that time when I go make dinner and shit. Asvarun, Ifi,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you both popped up. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and maybe
Glad to be
Yeah.
here.
take
I
something
did.
away. And good to have you back, Ifi. Hold on to that health. Get better. Everyone in the chat, wish Ifi a happy
Recovery.
recovery. Right.
There you go.